Hi guys, and welcome back to another video, or welcome if this is your first time here. My name is Dana. I am a homeschooling mama of 4 little ones, and in today's video I'm going to be sharing with you some of my favorite thrifted finds from this past year. So I've been wanting to do a thrifted haul for you guys for quite a while now. However, I did not want to just go out and buy things just for a video. So I've kind of been slowly collecting these things throughout the year here, and now I am excited to be sharing with you all of my favorites that I have found this past year. Before we do jump into today's video, I wanted to mention as well that this is actually a part of a collaboration of a whole bunch of other mamas sharing their favorite thrifted finds as well. So if you like thrift hauls and homeschooling content, be sure to go check out the playlist. I will have that playlist linked down below. But with all that being said, let's go ahead and jump into today's video. So I have quite a few things to share with you guys, but it's not going to be in any particular order or really in categories even, because it's literally all over the place. But the first thing I wanted to mention, and we've actually thoroughly been enjoying this is the Oregon Scientific actual little talking globe. It's an interactive globe that you can take it and touch to different points on the map. One of the reasons why I like this one, and I actually have 2 of them, and I'll show you the other one here in a little bit, it is great for the early years because you can do basic things like just the area, you can do the actual, obviously the geography, but you can learn the capitals, what currency they use, the history, the name, national anthem, the language, amazing facts about different places, the highest point, the geography, population, just all kinds of information that you can get by doing this. And I really liked that for this reason. And it's really great for little ones because it is so interactive. And my little ones have really been enjoying this one. So my next globe I got is this one from Geo Safari. I actually got this one last fall, I believe. And I don't remember if we ended up saving it for a Christmas gift or not. I honestly don't remember. This is more for the middle school to high school years because it is more advanced. Whereas in this one, you can point the little pointer on the globe and it will tell you about the place. This one is just a more more advanced, but this one is incredible quality. The blue one is too, but this one has just, we've actually have used it a lot, even though it is more advanced, and it's just held up very well, especially with a bunch of little ones and toddlers that just like playing with them. But I definitely was so excited to find this one. This one was a little bit more expensive. I believe it was $12.99, something like that, but it's still a really good deal because I love the actual Geo Safari brand when it comes to their interactive globes. Another favorite find was this abacus. I believe I got this for like $1.99, but my daughter has utilized this so much with her math this year, and I had to share it because, for one, yes, it was a thrifted find, and I like it because it stands up. Now we do have a couple other abacuses, but they're ones that just kind of lie flat. They're not ones that you actually can stand up and use this way, but I love this one in particular, and it's actually really well made. And this brand, I think, is just an IKEA brand, so you can actually still get these, but I had to share because we love this one. So most of the time when I do go into thrift stores, and I'm sure you can relate, but we go into like the toy section or the toy aisle or activities, and there's not a lot of good quality toys. A lot of the toys that you find in the Goodwills or any other thrift stores are all like the plasticky toys, and they're like missing parts or anything, so they're not really like a whole item. But every now and then I will come across some great items. I believe this was I think I got it last November, and this was a Christmas gift for my toddler, and this is the brand from LoveEvery, and I have this chunky little wooden puzzle, and she plays with this a lot. I like it because each side has a little bit of a different color, so when you match them or when you put together the square, it's just a really fun thing and a fun way for her to do that beginning puzzle practice. So she loves this, and I love the quality. I find the LoveEvery brand, because I have found a few other LoveEvery toys when I am thrifting, but I found that when I do come across this brand, I do pick them up because they're almost one of those, what do you call it, not heritage toys, but I don't know what word I'm looking for. Anyway, they last a very long time, and we'll definitely be keeping these throughout the years. So the next couple things are actually just large jars. I have probably 5 of these all together. This is obviously the paint one. Now when I go through and do my whole schoolroom declutter, we're gonna clean all these out and restock them. So they're a mess right now, so ignore that. But this is the paint one. I have a couple different paint jars. I have one for glues, and then one of my wooden letters. And actually the wooden letters was actually also a thrifted find that I got probably 3 years ago now. It's been a long time, maybe 2 years. Anyway, we use these letters a lot. I've shared them in previous videos, especially in a lot of my earlier videos. We would do like letter hunts throughout the yard. We do some manipulative games with them, and it's just a really fun jar of wooden letters, and we use them all the time in our home. So I love these, had to share it with you. And I don't know, I'm gonna see if I can find some similar wooden letters. I'll link them down below if I can. But the jars were actually only like 99 cents, and I found them to be really great for storing all the loose parts play. And I also like it because the lids screw on pretty tight. So if you don't want toddlers to really get into them, they're great for that. So the next handful of items are going to be like storage or organizational type items. I believe any like baskets and any bowls, anything I'm about to show you, I never buy any of those. Oh, there you go. I never buy any of those things new anymore, only because the prices that you can get them thrifted. For one, thrift stores always have like an over surplus supply of baskets and bowls and just all of the things. So I have not bought a new basket or a new storage thing for I don't know how many years, but I don't know. I just haven't. But I really liked this bowl when I saw it. I thought it was unique because of the way the little feet are. And I actually use this just for holding like little math manipulatives. Right now I have just little acorn pieces in here. But I just thought it was really, really pretty. And I actually do set this above our mantle in our living room just because it is so pretty. And we don't have a ton of storage in our home. So what I like to typically do in our homeschool, because I don't have like a huge homeschool storage space, is get pretty things that I can sit out and still be useful. And I kind of accomplish two purposes. I can use it as decor, but I'm also letting it serve us in the way that it's like holding the things that we need it to hold without it taking up room. So I always like using decor in that way. When it comes to bowls and stuff, I can sit up on our mantle and use it for simple math counters and things like that. But that's one of the bowls that I have on my mantle. And then the other one I have is also another bowl. It is gorgeous. It's actually really heavy. It's a solid wood bowl, and this was actually only $1.99 as well. But this also just sits on top of our mantle, and right now it's housing all kinds of little treasures that the kids find throughout the summer and the early spring. And again, I love having something like this that I can just sit on top of the mantle. It serves a purpose because it's housing all of my kiddos' treasures from the year, and I love this one. I've been really enjoying getting different designs and everything on wooden bowls. So that's my thing right now when it comes to thrifting, is finding really unique pieces that again serve two purposes of decorating my home, but also keeping it practical and useful at the same time. My next favorite little storage item is this adorable little bucket. I loved this when I first saw it. For one, it just reminded me of my 2-year-old because I could just see her toting this around with her everywhere, and she does. It's so cute, it's adorable. Right now it's housing just this little mini tea set, like literally a little teeny tiny baby tea set. So she puts this in here and she just totes it around with her, and then while we're doing school or while she's playing or when we're outside, she'll just hand me a cup of tea and be like, you want some tea? And so she like carries this with her everywhere, but I had to share it because it's super cute. And it depends on what area or what mood she's in as far as what is in here. Right now it's a little tea set that I'm surprised I have it in here, because normally this never leaves her side as of late because it's always filled with something else. She also likes putting little baby animals in here, and she also has these little mini sea creatures, which we also got thrifted, but I think she's playing with them right now. Otherwise I would show you, but they're these little teeny tiny sea creatures. There's like sea stars, seahorses, and she also likes toting them around in this. So had to share that because this is just so cute. So as previously mentioned, I don't buy any baskets or storage brand new. This is another one that I got. This is just a very simple one, but again, it does serve two purposes. I think it looks pretty out on the schoolroom shelf, but this is actually just my daughter's math counter. So this is actually one of those things that just sits right on our school table. I love it because she can just, it has a handle so she can take it with her wherever we're doing homeschool for that day, which honestly is someplace different in the house every single day. So I love having things with handles for the kiddos, just like that adorable tiny little bucket I showed you. It has that perfect little size handle for that 2-year-old, and this is great for my first grader because she can just carry it with her wherever she goes. So I love that one. And then my last favorites are actually these really narrow baskets. Now what I have in here are just like some of my math manipulatives. Sorry, it's noisy here. But I really like this size in particular because of our bookshelves that we have on our little toy area here. It fits perfectly because it's nice and narrow. So I have a handful of these I use just for math manipulatives, and this one is obviously just the play money and things like that that we use in our homeschool. So I do have 2 more storage related items to show you guys. One of them is this really large, sorry, it's full of Lincoln logs, so let me see if I can get it up here. This was actually, I think it was like $8.99. So for me, when it came to thrifted items, I was like, okay, that's more expensive, but it's huge, as you can tell, and it houses all of our like Lincoln logs, if you can tell, but it's huge. And I love the fact that it has handles and it's flexible, so it's not like the kiddos have to carry like this big massive bin of Lincoln logs wherever they're wanting to build them, but they can just kind of drag it through the house. And one of the other reasons why I love rope baskets in particular is the kiddos can fill them with whatever they want and drag it through the house without worrying about either scratching the floor or scratching the surfaces and things like that. And I love that. That was a really good find. And actually it is full of the Lincoln logs, and the Lincoln logs themselves was also a thrifted item. I was able to find a couple of the actual original vintage sets, which they are incredible quality. They do not make them like they used to. So I was really excited to find that. So that's both of the Lincoln logs contents and the basket itself was thrifted. So I wanted to share that with you guys. So for a game, I have these sequence letters, or it's like the sequence alphabet or something like that. And I really, really like that. So we're doing the sequence numbers right now. I have shared this before in previous videos, and I just want to share it with you again. This is actually a math game. It's similar to, it's almost like a bingo type game if you're not familiar with it. It is so much fun. Now we have the original sequence, like the original sequence game itself, and my husband and I love that one. And it's something that we really enjoy playing. So I'm excited to introduce this more mathematical one to the kiddos. So books is another category that I don't really buy many new books anymore because I find so many of them at the thrift store. And it's not just that I don't like buying them new, it's also because a lot of the new books aren't really books that I want in our home, if I'm going to be perfectly honest. Like we were at the library the other day, and when you go to the section with all the new books on it, there was like hundreds of books in the new section, but maybe only 3 or 4 that we would actually bring home. That's just the way it is. And so I find that when I am looking for quality actual literature to bring into my home to put on my bookshelf, I find honestly the best things thrifted. And if I can't find it thrifted and I hear someone talking about it, then I will buy it at like a used book place online. But very rarely will I buy anything new unless, like I said, I am actually seeing someone do a review on it. Then I'm like, okay, well, it's definitely worth it. It looks like it. But anyway, with all that being said, one of my favorite finds that I have found over the year is a huge collection of the Abeka readers. Now we don't use the Abeka curriculum. However, with the readers, I love their readers. They actually do have a great phonics program and reading program. I have never used it. I did use it a little bit growing up because I am a second-generation homeschooler, but I was really excited to come across these because these are great levels and good readers for if your kiddos do need extra reading practice. I love that they have the actual phonics practice in them. The stories are really sweet. The illustrations are beautiful, and I was really excited to come across a huge stack of these this past year. So really excited about those. And then the last handful of books I did get, let me grab them really quick, is I got this Madeline Treasury. My little girl I mentioned in my previous video, she loves Madeline. She has 1 or 2 of the books, but I decided to go ahead and get this one when I saw it. For one, it was only like $2.99, something like that. And yeah, I was really excited. This is probably one of my favorite book finds from the year, only because it does have all the Madeline stories, and she just loves Madeline. So I was really excited to find that. And then another one of my favorite finds, hi baby, from this year was Henry the Castaway. We have Henry the Explorer, and I've shared that many times on my channel, but it's one of my kiddos' favorite books. So when I found Henry the Castaway locally, I was very, very excited about that. So the next one I have is Blueberries for Sal. This one, when I found it, I became so excited because this is one of my all-time favorite books when I was little. I absolutely, oh, uh-oh, are you okay? This was one of my all-time favorite books, and I absolutely loved it. So of course, yes, I know. So of course it came home with me. Another one that I recently got is Yertle the Turtle. Now we already owned this, but the actual cover of it fell off because we used it so much. It was one of my kiddos' favorite books that my husband read aloud to them in particular, and it was actually one of my husband's favorite books. So I got a, well, new to us copy, but one that's not all torn apart. So this is one that we have owned before, but I did pick it up because our other one needed replaced. So a few small books I also grabbed, just some old classics that I've been wanting on my bookshelf for a while. One of them is A Snowy Day, which is a really, really cute book. And then The Little Island, another really, really sweet story. This is actually another one of my husband's favorites. The Carrot Seed, which is great, especially for the spring. And we have A Dandelion's Life. This one is beautifully, beautifully done. There is an I Spy Animals. My little guy loves I Spy. We have As an Oak Tree Grows, which is incredible. I do highly recommend this book, just especially if your kiddos are into botany. And then I have Jamberry, again, another classic. My kiddos love this one, especially my 2-year-old. The Tale of the Mandarin Ducks is also one that we have on our bookshelf now. And then Caps for Sale, which is a great, great book, literature to kind of make math come alive. I shared this book when I was doing my Math with Confidence flip through and review, and this is one of those books that they do incorporate in that program. So that's kind of why I picked it up as part of doing that program, but we decided just to stick with CLE for now. Anyway, that is all the books we got, and I believe that's everything else. There is, I believe, one more storage type basket that has like my baby's toys in it. I'll insert a clip here to show you what that looks like. But this is a beautiful, beautiful basket. It's a darker color, but the handles are solid wood. It's a solid, solid basket. We drag this thing throughout the house no matter where we're at, depending on where we're homeschooling, especially if the baby wants some toys. We'll take it with us outside while I'm working in the garden and let the baby like dig through there out there. It's just great. We utilize it a lot. And again, it's just one of those things I don't like buying new because you can just utilize so many great, great finds that you can get at a thrift store. Well guys, I hope you enjoyed seeing some of my favorite finds from this past year. Again, I love thrifting. It's one of my favorite ways to kind of buy quality items, but at a very fraction of the price. And please be sure to check out the playlist down below. These are all wonderful, wonderful mamas that will also be sharing their favorite thrifted finds, and I cannot wait to watch them. Again, I love watching these types of videos just for ways to kind of inspire me of things to look for the next time I go thrifting. But I hope you guys, again, did enjoy. If you did, I'd love to have you join our family. You can do so by subscribing down below. And until my next video, you guys have a great day, whatever you're doing, and God bless. Bye.